Here's the best diet for concentration and focus. Now, you might think that I'm about to suggest the carnivore diet or the keto diet. I have nothing against those, but that's just not what I'm going to be talking about. My name is Omar Ahmed, and I was able to lose 80 plus pounds within a year. This diet that I'm about to present to you, I'm going to be explaining the why behind it so that you're not so reliant on a whole nother diet video. You can just watch a diet video just out of curiosity. The nervous system, what it is that it governs parts of your body, or all of your body actually. So think of it as like an endless communication loop. It doesn't start from your gut and then end with your brain. It doesn't start from your brain and end with your gut. Essentially, we got these things called neurons. Think of it like nerve cells or like a little cell that just connects to each other, but they aren't touching. They're actually like a little bit of space in there, and that space is called synapses. So in order for them to communicate, they must neurotransmitters right in between them. In order for with your neurons being able to communicate, you need your calories, and your body naturally wants to save as much calories as possible. This is because back in the day, we typically didn't have food just around. Like if we was gonna eat some food, we need to hunt down and cook it and things of that nature. And it was way more dangerous. We couldn't just sit there and just analyze someone running, because that person could have been running away from a lion. So we had to adapt into just making quick decisions that save us calories as much as possible. So we actually have two modes. We have the reflective mode. I didn't mean to put out the middle finger, but the reflective mode, which is actually our default network mode. That's where we automatically go to. And reflective, that's where just either like mind wandering or we're just not deliberately putting a lot of focus. On the other hand, the second one is called deliberate mode, task positive mode, where we're trying to like put our attention to something. Like for example, me right now, I'm trying to record this video and stay as focused as possible, not worry about the horn that a truck just did or what's going on there outside of this. I'm just trying to focus, and it's taking a bit of calories. It engages our sympathetic nervous system. So if you're not familiar with the automatic nervous system, we got two modes: parasympathetic and sympathetic. I know this is like getting a little bit complicated, but I just want you to get this because it helped me out. The parasympathetic mode, think of that as like a calming mode. That's when you feel calm, you're resting, you're digesting, you're sleeping. That's how you get into sleep. Parasympathetic mode. Sympathetic mode, that's when you're alert and you're ready to fight and you feel like a lot of anxiety. And engaging your sympathetic nervous system costs calories because you need to be alert and you need to make fast action. It's suppressing your default network mode, spewing out more transmitters. So remember, with the neurons and the transmitters in between them, it's doing it more because it needs to communicate more and it needs more calories to enact. And it takes higher cognitive load because you're trying to learn something and you're trying to stay focused onto something. It's taking more calories as a result because that isn't natural. Focusing requires a series of a lot of things, but today we're focused on the nutrition aspect. Now, thankfully, we do not need a whole bunch of nutrients. It's not even that much that pertains to brain health. You feel me? So thankfully, there's only like 2 to 3 that we have to keep in mind, keep mindful. Because beforehand, I thought we needed a whole lot of foods. This food got this one, you need that one, you need this. What the first one is acetylcholine. What that does, it modulates our brain circuits. So essentially, this engages some neurons and engages some others. Where you can get it from is choline. And you get a whole lot of choline from egg yolks. You can get it from grains, other food types like grilled chicken, some vegetables, but you can get a lot of them from egg yolks. That's why I always eat eggs in general for like breakfast and stuff. For optimum brain function, typically you want to get 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams a day, 4 to 8 egg yolks a day. So those carnivore people, those keto people are onto something. You feel me? You can get like 8, and that's like about 1,000 milligrams of acetylcholine. And by the way, it's choline. Choline gets turned into acetylcholine. Choline is not just like a shorter way to say acetylcholine. They're actually like two different things. It gets converted into acetylcholine. That's just something I wanted to let you know. Omega-3 fatty acids and phosphatidylserines. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that up, but I'll put it on the screen somewhere here. Essentially, is fat structure for your neurons. So on the outer layer of your neurons, what that is fat structure, not from fat stored up. So if you can get those two things, it helps strengthen the neuron, helping strengthen the communication, allowing you to stay more focused, pay more attention, and get rid of like other distractions. So that's what that does. And you can typically get that from any type of fish, like damn near all of them. The ones that I like to get it from is salmon and tuna. And all you need is about 2 to 3 servings and you're already at ultimate range. Very simple, as I've suggested. If you just eat about 3 servings of any type of fish, you'll be good to go. An honorable mention is dark berries. So essentially like your blueberries, your blackberries. And the reason is because it has something named a thiacin. There was a study done where they had elderly people and they had like run a whole test. And elderly people who ate about 400 to 600 milligrams of blackberries or anthocyanins actually saw way less cognitive decline. So as scientists, I'm not smart enough to be a scientist, huh? Well, the scientists, it was like, all right, if you've seen this in elderly people, then it must work for much younger people than elderly. Now, we went over nutrients from foods, but we're actually missing a very vital part of the brain, which actually covers 75% of it, water. When we are dehydrated, it impacts our ability to focus and to memorize things. So essentially, within our brain, we have neurons, like I suggested, spinal cord, gut, brain, all that stuff. And when you are lacking water, your brain isn't the first place your body wants to, bring calories to or water to, or have like a sufficient amount of blood flowing. It wants to keep in a dire situation. So your body's going to stay focused on the organs that you need to survive. When you have not sufficient amount of blood flow, your neurons aren't really strong enough to really communicate that well. So you're going to be seeing like some cognitive decline. You're not going to be able to focus as heavy. With the same thing with memory. The part of your brain, the hippocampus, where it's responsible for remembering information and storing and retaining it. When you don't have consistent blood flow, it's much difficult for your neurons to communicate. Now, what is the recommended amount? The recommended amount is actually pretty simple. Now, I know you heard your 8 bottles of water, from the diet, but here's a much more simpler way to put it. So what you want to do, wake up tomorrow, go ahead, finish what you gotta do in the bathroom, and then weigh yourself. Weigh yourself and then divide that by 2, and then you're gonna drink that amount in ounces. I remember back in the day in high school, I used to be a big advocate for drinking water when I started my fat loss phase, of course. And they used to make fun of me. I used to be like, make sure you drink your water. And then they'll imitate me and make me look like an idiot. I bet they're not hydrated. See, they wasn't hydrated. That's why they was making fun of me. See, as you were, I was hydrated. So I'll stay in the facts. Yeah, that's why I'm lonely and they have friends and stuff. I want you to picture this. Let's just say you're at a campfire and it's the middle of the night and you got like a little hut right there. You got like a log, a axe, and then you got like a sharpener to sharpen the axe. And then you got some trees to cut down. But also there's a little lake to your right. So you begin chopping, right? But the tree logs are falling into the water, becoming damp. So you keep chopping, wood, but they keep falling into the water, getting damp. So, right, the fire's about to go out and you have no choice but to try to, refuel it. So you throw the damp wood onto the fire. However, it's weakening the fire. That's exactly what eating fried foods and baked goods every day does to your body. It doesn't matter how much fatty fish or eggs you eat or how long you stay hydrated, you are still actively hurting your body. So it's because of 2 things. Trans fat that you usually get from fried foods. What it does, it damages the neurons. Because remember, the neuron's outer layer is made out of fat structure. So when the trans fat actually attaches to the neurons, it damages it. Also, trans fat also leads to inflammation. Now, inflammation isn't necessarily a bad thing. What it does, it protects your body against like bad things, like bad bacteria and stuff that can harm you. However, when inflammation is floating around in your body for too long, it can go ahead and damage your organs like your heart and your kidneys. Excessive sugars lead to a spike of glucose. In order for your brain to go ahead and stay focused, it needs a stable amount. That's what excessive sugar does. It also leads to excessive inflammation as well. Now we finally got to the end of the video. You're probably like, thank goodness. She's just straight yapping. Like, bro, I didn't come here for all this yap. Just tell me what to eat. All right, now you got it. I might just read it off. So Essentially, what I like to do is we got eggs, shredded cheese, and whole grain bread, honey turkey, wheat bread, cheese, light mayo, and lettuce. Then for dinner, here's what we got. We got salmon, white rice, side tangent. Now, I know people, it's very common to say that chicken breast, broccoli, and white rice or brown rice is pretty dry. I don't know if it's just the way they cook it, but for me, it's not really that dry. Because what I like to do is spam seasoning on my chicken breast. I love spam. I spam it OD because there's no calories. So why not? And plus the juice that typically comes from the comes from the chicken breast, put on the white rice and enjoy. And with broccoli, the way that you cook it, like if you warm it in the microwave, of course it's not gonna taste that good. But however, if you steam it, put some seasoning on it, you know what I'm saying? It's not that bad, you know what I'm saying? This is what you call the Mind diet. It's a combination of the DASH diet and the Mediterranean diet combined together. So if you want to see like the rest of the meals that you can get, like the rest of the foods, just go ahead and search it up and you can find a whole list of them. And one tip I have for like creating combos, just think about getting a carb source and a protein source and just combine them together, you feel me? And then if you want, you add some vegetables on there for some nutrients. That's typically what I like to go for. I know it's not as sexy as, these YouTube videos, they got these custom meals and things of that nature, but simple is honestly the best way. Because you want something that you can stay consistent to. You don't want something that takes a whole lot of steps. You gotta go to different grocery stores just to get them. They cost a lot because they're low calorie. Simple, honestly, is what I like to go with. Even though this has been regarded as the best diet for your mind, essentially it isn't for everyone, and I know that because some people say they thrive like exponentially on the carnivore diet, and some people just love the keto diet. Some other people just love just vegetarian diet. You just want to try different diets just to see what works for you. Unless you have like a medical condition, then you probably need to get on a keto diet if you get seizures and stuff. That's what I essentially just recommend. Try out the Mind diet, see what works for you. You feel me? If it doesn't work for you, just take what did work for you and just create your ultimate, diet that works for you. If you want some more content on like fitness, nutrition with diets and stuff, fitness with exercise and stuff, and like what workouts to do, go ahead and follow my Instagram and I'll be dropping some content on there. And with that being said, always take it one step at a time because you may never know where that one step may lead you.